high school football teams in our area. We're doing a lot of that on the website at smartburgsportsradio.com and here on Bump and Run. And we start that today with the head coach of the Broome Centurions, Coach Lynn Fleming, brought to you by Carter Ridgeway Farm Bureau Insurance. Coach, good morning to you, and it's good to know that the season is almost here.
It is. I tell you what a time of the year. Getting football cranked up, and everybody's looking forward to, and it's just great to be back out on the field and getting started.
Well, Coach, last year when we were entering the season, a lot of hype surrounding the Broome Centurions. You had a really good quarterback and Kamaje Brackett Brandon. You had a really good running back and some really great offensive linemen and Stephen Odell and leading that group. And this year, a lot more question marks. Of course, KBB and Odell graduated, and your running back transferred. And Coach, so some new faces going to be in the games for the Broome Centurions this year.
Well, some new faces, but it's going to be a lot of the same faces too. We return a lot of guys, and we have some guys that played a lot of snaps for us last year. And also we have some guys that are going to be stepping in. It's going to do a great job for us as well. So it's going to be some new faces, but also going to be some familiar faces. And, we're excited about the group we had, and, the expectations for us are the same.
Well, Coach, you talk about the new faces, and, of course, you'll have a new quarterback this year. Tell us about who you think is going to start at quarterback and what that's going to look like.
It's going to be Jameson Derryberry, and Jameson is, he's come up through our program, from day one through Little League. He's been our JV quarterback the last 2 years, and has done a phenomenal job. And he's going to step in and be our guy, and he's going to be a little different from what KBB was, but he's. There's things he does really well. He manages the game really well. He has the ability to spread the ball around, to get it to a lot of guys. That's going to be the key for us this year, is making sure we get a lot of guys touch the football. And he's a guy that's going to be able to do that. He's smart. He understands the system, understands what we're trying to do, and that adds a lot to the quarterback position.
Well, Coach, another spot where there'll be some new stuff is at running back. Who you got that's going to tote the ball for the team this year?
Well, it's going to be by committee. We got three guys that, have all, well, two of them played running back, but, they primarily play a lot of defense. We got Taekwon Booker, who's probably got most of the reps this summer. Taekwon was one of our leading tacklers on defense last year. He's going to step in and do a great job for us. Of course, he's going to play every snap of defense too. So we got Jaden Thomas, who's another linebacker, who will step in and get some reps for us at running back. And one of our safeties, Preston Thrift, is going to take some reps as well. So we're going to kind of tackle that by committee, because all those guys are going to have to play. They're going to have to play defense, and we're going to stick one of them out there and let them go, and we'll try to find a hot hand with them, and they all bring something a little bit different to the table, so which is kind of unique. So we're looking forward to watching those guys touch the football.
Well, Coach, I've been on Twitter a lot and of course see a lot of what Coach Jason Farmer tweets about that offensive line. He seems very excited about that group. Tell me about some of those offensive linemen.
Yeah, we do. You mentioned before we lost Stephen Odell, who's he's at Furman right now doing a tremendous job. They really bragging on him, so we're excited for him. But we returned pretty much the rest of our guys. So we'll start center with Hayden Rothrock, who's going to be taking most of the snaps, and guards right now are looking at Carson Taylor, who will be a sophomore, Amari Shipman, who started for us last year, Levi Bishop will be our tackle, who was our tackle last year, and also Logan Brown will be our other tackle, who was a tackle last year. We got some guys that'll be mixing in from there, Bryson Airwood, possibly Brady Alexander, and we got some guys that could possibly be rotating in there, because again, some of those guys are going to have to play defense as well to keep them fresh. But we feel like we have a good group up front. We feel like we have a good group that we can that we can rotate them in and do a good job of keeping them fresh.
Coach, over on the other side of the ball, you've mentioned you'll have a lot of guys playing both ways, as you know, is normal in 3A football. Tell us about your defense and what you're excited about on that side of the football.
Well, we're excited about, I thought we played really fast last year defensively. And I look for that to kind of be our MO again this year. We up front, it's going to be some of the same names you're hearing. Bryson Airwood he's going to be working. He's working some defensive line, but also working some of the linebackers. So, we're throwing a new position to him. But Levi Bishop, we're going to have Kemar Hayes, which is a new face to our program, who stepped in and done a good job. So we had Trent Davis. We got several guys that we have that we've thrown to the fire, and I think Coach Anderson up front is going to have a really good rotation of guys, and until we figure out who those guys are going to be. So we feel like if we have you anywhere this year, it's up front, offensive, defensive line. So again, we got a lot of guys that they're going to have to take a lot of snaps for us and be really good.
Coach, special teams wise, who's the kicker? What's that position looking like?
Kicker's kind of up in the air. We'll do punting. It'll probably be Jameson, our quarterback, and we'll mix in possibly Reese Wagaman and Braden Simpson back there kicking. We have Roger McGee, who's been kicking for us this summer and doing a good job. So, we just kind of figuring that part out a little bit. So, that'll be interesting for us, special teams. And going back to defense a little bit, some of the guys that you'll hear back there in the back will be Trayshawn Suber, of course, Preston Thrift, and Grayson Bradley. Some of those guys are going to have to take some snaps for us. Linebackers, Taquan Booker, Jaden Thomas, Grant Bradley, Jalen Austin, who's going to be a new face for us, and Braden Simpson. You'll hear a lot of the same names offensively and defensively, especially at the skill position.
Because just a couple of weeks away from the start of the season, BHP, the first team on the schedule. But before we get to that, I'm sure you got a couple of scrimmages and jamborees you want to tell us about. What are y'all taking part in before the season gets started?
We're going to Landrum this Friday. We play Riverside over there, who's going to be a good competition. Those guys had a great year last year, and we're looking for them to be strong again this year. So we start off there. The following Tuesday, we go out to over to Newberry College. We have Andrew Jackson, have Landrum. We'll be scrimmaging with those guys. And then the following Saturday, we'll host our jamboree here. We'll play St. Joe, so we'll play a tough football team there that gives us physically ready, to play. So, one more guy, Majay Martin is a guy I need to mention. Majay's going to play a lot of snaps 2 ways for us. He's been all region DB for us, and just another really good football player that you're going to hear his name called a lot. So, but preseason wise, we have a good preseason schedule coming up, and we're excited about the opportunities going to have to prepare us because we play a tough schedule this year, which we're excited about, and it's going to keep us challenged from week to week.
Oh, Coach, that was my next question. As I look at your schedule here, have you ever played that tough of a schedule from start to finish? My goodness, BHP made a deep run last year. Chesney's going to be really good. Spartanburg, who's going to be great. Emerald, who had a pretty good year. Powdersville, of course, has been good year in, year out. And then you get into the region part of the schedule with Woodruff Union, MVP, and Chapman. Coach, I don't know if there's a tougher schedule in the state.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, there's no time to catch your breath, and we're, big key for us is we're going to have to stay healthy. It's kind of a big thing. So, but that's what we told our guys. We just got to be consistent. We just got to consistently continue to get better and better every week. I think this schedule offers us an opportunity to be really good come playoff time. you know, we just have to, again, stay healthy and just be consistent with what we're doing.
Coach, always good to talk to you. Looking forward to the season getting started here in just a couple of weeks, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you each week.
Sounds great, Tyler. I appreciate you having me, bud.
Thanks, Coach. That's Coach Lynn Fleming, head coach of the Broome Centurions, joining us here on Bump and Run on this Tuesday.